Hello and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. Today's podcast number 1497. The topic is mindset and the title is physical fitness vanity? I had a female client recently. They went to OBGYN, and during the consultation, the doctor commented about the client working out in her nutrition, and the client kind of felt that there was this hint that the doctor believed that it was a form of vanity, that the client was full of herself, or that she's only, chasing that because she's materialistic. And it was just she felt very judged. She felt hurt and then started to kind of question herself. And we started talking about that because that would be demotivating. If all of a sudden you're kind of questioning whether eating well and training, is that a good thing, or am I being selfish, or am I just, am I being materialistic? It starts to kind of add those questions and that uncertainty in your mind. So we wanted to talk about it just to kind of sort that out so she could stay with her nutrition and her training and reach her goals. Now, vanity, it's an excessive pride in your appearance and your accomplishments. So the key word is the excessive, excessive pride. Being proud of your efforts, being proud of the results of your efforts, and pursuing to continue to improve is not vanity. And I think that's kind of the key, is viewing it as improvement, self-growth. It's a challenge to yourself to see if you can continue to become a better person. Now, that can be a better person based on willpower, discipline, controlling chaos in your life, being better with energy management, resource management. The goals that we have, it's nice to, lose body weight so you can look good for the summer. But man, do you gain a lot of other stuff in the process. You gain a lot of mental strength, you gain a lot of discipline, better organization to your day, that often then, filters into other areas of life. I tell clients this all the time, and this is one of the things I definitely believe, is that the more effort you put into physical health, it also helps your mental, emotional, spiritual, all the healths. So it helps your whole being for sure. And I think that's kind of the aspect that maybe people like that doctor miss out on, is they just see it as, oh, this person just wants to look good. Yeah, but there's more to it than just that. You're not doing it to be better than everyone else. And I think if that was the viewpoint, I want to do this because I want to prove that I'm better than other people. Ugh, that's not good. That doesn't even sound good to say. But if I'm doing this because I want to look my best, I want to feel my best, I want to be my best. Well, it's about you, and that's okay. You're just trying to be your best self, and in no way whatsoever would that be a bad thing. If you're doing it because you want to look good, you want to feel good, you want to see your true potential, then hell freaking yes, keep doing it. Even if other people don't understand, and even if they have some judgment on it, and it is good to hear it, process it, but then you have to also let it go. There's a phrase that I really enjoy and I like, is that I wouldn't take criticism from someone that I wouldn't take advice from. It sounds great to say. It's harder to implement, but I love that. I love that context. Is if somebody that I wouldn't take advice from is giving me criticism, I don't really have to put a lot of weight on that. I personally I still like to hear it. So I wouldn't shut somebody down if they're going to tell me something that they don't like about me. And I get things from time to time, but it's okay, well, let me hear it. let me say, okay, can I look at it from their point of view? Can I understand why they might see that? Is there anything that I would do to adjust that, or anything I could do to adjust that doesn't change who I am, that doesn't change my goals in life, doesn't change my purpose, my mission, doesn't violate, like, I'm a Christian, so I want to follow what I believe a good Christian life to be. So I hear what they say, I think it through, but then I get rid of it. If it's somebody that I wouldn't take advice from, I still process it, but I don't let it make a home in my mind. But if it's somebody who I would take advice from, and they're giving me something that's like a tough critique to hear, I want to hear it. I want to sit in that emotion and sit in those feelings, sit in those words, and really dive deep into looking and saying, okay, if they see that in me, and I know they love me, I know that they give great advice, I then know that their criticism is said or voiced as a way to try to make me better, then I want to see, what can I do with that? So there's constructive criticism from people that we would take advice from. You do want to hear that. You want to think that through. But if it's somebody who doesn't really know you well, they don't know what you're doing, why you're doing it, they don't even participate in it. So if that doctor doesn't even exercise on their own, they're never going to really understand. So if it's somebody that you wouldn't take advice from, so would my client take exercise and nutrition advice from that doctor? I'd hope not, because they don't have an extensive nutrition background, certainly no exercise background. So they're not experts in the field of nutrition and physical fitness, certainly not. So I hope that they wouldn't put too much emphasis into what they would say. It'd be, getting advice from a plumber about nutrition and training, or, auto mechanic, or whatever it might be. If your dentist, if they give you some nutrition advice on teeth health, sure. But if they start telling you how to do a training program, you're not going to put much weight into that, So if it's somebody that you wouldn't take advice from, listen to the critique, but don't put too much weight into it. So when we look at this of, is physical fitness vanity? If you've had that pressure put on you before, if somebody's voiced that concern to you, if you've worried about it on your own, it's not. Physical fitness being vanity is more so a viewpoint of why you're pursuing it. It's not inherently good or bad, like money. Money isn't a bad thing. Money can be used for good things. It's just, if you have money, what do you do with it? That's what makes it good or bad. Chasing physical fitness, trying to diet, trying to look your best, be strong, have good muscles, feel proud in your body, proud in your skin. Like, why you're doing it is what would make it good or bad. If you're doing it because you want to be better than everyone else and you want to prove it to them, I don't think that's a good idea. It's not a good viewpoint. I would work on trying to change that narrative. But if you're doing it just because you want to be your best, you want to be a freaking kick-ass, badass person when you're with your time on the planet, then great, that's awesome. So if you're doing it, through physical, self-improvement, I guess that would be a way of saying it, is if you're going through physical fitness as a form of self-improvement, I think that that's totally fine. There's a million quotes that you could find on Google about self-improvement, the pursuit of self-improvement being a noble thing. We should want to develop ourselves in character, in the way we manage our money, our relationships, the quality of dedication and level of work that we do when we're at work. If we're getting paid for a job, are we doing a good job at it? We have so many areas of our life that we would, of course, think that it's normal to want to become your best self. Becoming your best self physically is equally a good thing. Absolutely. Don't see it being a negative, and if you struggle with that at all, I'm bummed for you, but don't do it anymore. Accept the fact that it's okay. And I hope you dedicate to your diet. I hope you dedicate to your training, and you celebrate the development of yourself. And I know that that's been a huge boost in my life. It's helped me so much mentally, emotionally, and in so many other areas of life, learning the discipline that I needed and used in physical fitness development. That has just helped me so much. And I hope you get to experience the same. Okay. Well, it was a short one, but I just wanted to touch on that topic and encourage everyone to continue to be a badass. And you're doing a great job. You're doing nothing wrong. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Crush it. Yep. Okay. Well, if you like today's podcast or the podcast in general, please share the podcast. You can do so by sharing a link on on social media. If you do share it there, that helps reach the most people. But also, if you just share in a conversation, that helps as well. We just want people to know that the podcast exists, that they can send in questions and get them answered for free. Thank you to the people who donate to support the podcast. The podcast is well over $1,000 a year for hosting costs. I give an hour to it every day, and we're going to keep it for free. So thank you to those who donate to help cover that cost. You can donate at our website at www.brutalirongym.com. Also, if you like the information we share in our podcast, you can find more from us on our social media channels on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube under the name Brutal Iron Gym. If you have any questions, feedback, suggestions, anything that you want to know, let us know at our email, brutalirongym@gmail.com. As always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening.